By the time sir came, many of the earlier students, they had completed their courses and gone.
Okay.
The strength of the club was very less at that time when sir joined.
Okay.
So when I came to know that a faculty has joined who is a devotee, then I knew the name. And I didn't know sir, so I knew he's in electrical engineering department, and that was my department as well. I tried to figure out where is his office in the electrical engineering building. I went searching for him, his office, and then found. And then I knocked at the door. And then went and introduced myself. Then sir said, "Why don't you come to my place?"
And I have seen that how Lila Purushottam Prabhu, even if he is a grihastha, family man, but his preaching mood and his strictness is like a sannyasi. Also, he is doing preaching better than a sannyasi. His house itself is dedicated for preaching.
I first went to the IIT in Kanpur over 20 years ago. At that time, preaching in the campus was just beginning, and it was being directed by Dr. Leela Purushottam, who has been a member of ISKCON for over 30 years. In the beginning, it was a small unit, but gradually it expanded. I've seen over the years that Leela Purushottam is very committed to preaching. Preaching in the campus is not an easy job. You meet so many obstacles, so many professors opposing it. But in spite of all this, Leela Purushottam was persistent, and he succeeded in establishing a nice preaching center there.
Coming to IIT Kanpur was always inspiring for the students, and very importantly also because I saw Leela Purushottam Prabhu there, who was extremely dedicated and who made a lot of sacrifices for the sake of the preaching there. Initially, when I went, I stayed in his house on a couple of occasions. Each time I went, he opened up his house and one room was there for me, and he and his family would adjust in the other portions of the house. And he was totally absorbed in the preaching, totally involved in that. I was very much impressed to see his dedication and sacrifice, because it's one thing for a brahmachari, or a bachelor even, to have this level of dedication and spend so much time for the preaching. But for the grihastha, who has children and family and plus an active teaching life where he has to teach technical subjects and all that, for a person like this to be so dedicated and spend so much time for this and so much energy was something that was very, very good to see.
One particular nature of Leela Purushottam Prabhu, which I like the best, is he has staunch faith in holy name. Every early morning he will get up, no matter whatever happen. Sleeping time forget, but he will get up early in morning, and after finishing his bath and that, he will take up his chanting bead and chant. And then when he will start chant, he will become careless, he will become fearless, he will become shameless. And sometimes we used to travel, we used to morning walk. I said, Baba, no, but he is in totally in different world.
Over the years, I had the opportunity to meet several other devotee students who graduated. Many of them got initiated and they are actively serving, actively practicing Krishna consciousness. Many of them are pursuing professional careers, and some of them have taken to full-time devotional service. So over the years, Purushottam has done a good job. He took Prabhupada's instructions seriously to preach Krishna consciousness to educated Indians, and he has succeeded in inspiring many students to the path of Krishna consciousness. Now the preaching in India has expanded to different IITs all over the world, all over India. But when it was first started, I believe Kanpur was one of the first centers where this preaching started. So in summary, Purushottam is a very enthusiastic preacher. He has successfully launched the Bhagavad Gita correspondence course, which is being followed by hundreds of students all over the world. And he has a preaching spirit, commitment to Krishna consciousness. And I hope that he goes on preaching for a long time, inspiring educated youth of India to take to Krishna consciousness.
And sometimes the students, he had so much affection and love with the students. Out of his intimacy and affection, he used to chastise even we can't tolerate. Practically he will mold their ear and slap and such a loudly shout like anything. Anybody say, what is going on? But the student, he understood that Sir is totally, whatever he is doing only out of love and affection.